Really, it's a huge part of New Zealand's reputation and a huge part, I think, of our future, and that is adventure tourism. The opportunity to get out into this wonderful country of ours. And Queenstown, the Central Otago region, again, is just stunning with what it has to offer. We're joined now by the Marketing Director of Queenstown Trails Trust, Mandy Kennedy. Hi, Mandy. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Andrew. Thanks very much.
Looking through the list of events and activities and you know, putting the trails aside just for the moment, but the actual events and the program of activities in Central Otago, it's just phenomenal, isn't it, the number of activities that are on down in this part of the world?
Oh, absolutely, and it's not just one time of the year. There's something pretty much on year-round, and I heard you mention, skiing, etc., and snow sports over winter time, but certainly over other times of the year, there's just a whole heap on, and you don't have to be a super athlete to compete in a whole lot of the events that go on around this part of the world. It's pretty much for everyone, and of course, hopefully we'll get some time this evening to talk about the Motutapu event that the Queenstown Trail Trust bought earlier this year, and that one's a cracker.
Yeah. So tell us, what is the Queenstown Trails Trust? What's the setup? What's the organisation? What do you do?
Okay, so the Queenstown Trails Trust has been around for quite a little while now. It started off way back in 2002 by some pretty intelligent people. The Queenstown Lakes District Council and DOC got together, and really they wanted to figure out a strategy to just put together some walking and cycling trails in our region. And I'm sure you'll remember a few years ago, I think it was back in 2009, the Prime Minister had a bit of a job summit, and out of that job summit came a contestable fund for building cycle trail network throughout New Zealand. And the team at the what was then the Wakatipu Trails Trust and is now the Queenstown Trails Trust was successful in gaining some funds from that. So that, coupled with a whole heap of fundraising support from community, etc., down this part of the world, saw us in October 2012 open up 110 k's of cycle trails throughout the basin, and that includes central Queenstown, Arrowtown, and also through Gippsland, where, of course, all the vineyards are located, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, and so these trails in totality, are they? They're recognised as one of the 18 great rides as a part of that New Zealand cycle trail?
Absolutely, and we're just delighted, with having that accolade. And another interesting thing, out of all of the cycle trails that have opened so far, and there are some more opening in the coming months, our one is certainly the busiest. We saw 107,000 trail journeys in the first 9 months, which certainly astounded us. But it's one of those wonderful things. We're an interesting trail by way of the fact we run 3 hubs as opposed to having one sort of like long trail. So you can do as much or as little as you like. You can do the whole lot over a couple of days. You can just take a part of it, maybe just do like the Arrow River Bridges ride, which is beautiful, taking you through Arrowtown and over amazing suspension bridges that we've done, or, a more leisurely ride around Lake Wakatipu, for example. So it ranges from easy rides right up to advanced rides, and that one takes you through to the Jacks Point clubhouse, etc. Quite, challenging countryside following the lake through there. Just beautiful.
Yeah, this is crazy because, I enjoy my mountain biking and try and get out as often as I can and ride a few different events. But until I'd seen this information from you guys, I had no idea as to the scope, as to the options that are there, and I'm looking at them right now. And so essentially I could come down here, bring the family, and we could stay here for a week, and we could ride 3 or 4 of these trails, and my wife and my daughter, they could go and choose something as well, couldn't they?
Oh, absolutely, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to be a mad keen cyclist, and in fact, you don't have to ride them all either. You can just go for a leisurely walk. A lovely one, which is great to do on an afternoon if you've got a couple of hours and maybe a small group of friends or a family, is just walk from central Queenstown down towards Frankton, stop in at the Boat Shed Cafe, Sticky Bun, back home. You're done in like an hour and a half, and it's a beautiful, beautiful experience.
Cool. Listen, for people that want to find out more about that, what's the best website specifically about the trails?
Okay, so to find out pretty much where it is and what it's doing, and we do work hard to keep this information up to date, quite simply www.queenstowntrail.org.nz.
Fantastic. So trailsingular.org.nz.
Absolutely.
All right, now, you mentioned the Motutapu, and of course this is a wonderful, wonderful event. So have you guys taken this on under your umbrella, have you?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned before, earlier this year, we were fortunate enough to have the opportunity to purchase the Motutapu event. Obviously, the Queenstown Trails Trust, its life is to maintain and, to create new and beautiful trails around our region. And to do that, we need to have certain funding streams, and we've got a wonderful support from the Friends of the Trust, the community, etc. But we saw an opportunity and a great synergy between the Queenstown Trail Trust and the Motutapu. So that purchase went through, and we're looking forward to celebrating 10 years of Motutapu on the 8th of March 2014.
And there's a nice tie in there, because I believe that Shepherd Industries, which of course they design, make and sell Avanti bikes, but also they sell Scott bikes. I believe that they're along, they're on board as well, and there's some great prizes. I think are they putting up a brand new Scott in some way, shape or form?
Yes, they are, and they're wonderful partners and have been associated with the Motutapu for a great number of years now. And the team at Shepherd they're putting up a bike as part of the 10-year prize. So what will happen is everyone who enters the Motutapu event will go in the draw to win this prize, and the bike is one of the features of it. So it's around nearly $10,000 worth of booty, in want of a better word. And the big part of that is a very fantastic bike that Shepherd had put up.
Fantastic. Now, listen, as I say, there's a list of events that we could be here all night talking about, and we're simply not going to have time. But is there one website, is there one place that people can go to and find out about these events, the likes of the Icebreaker, the Spates Summit mountain bike? There's so many. Is there some sort of one-stop shop they can go to?
Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. I mean, there's 5 events in total, and they range for, mountain bikers through to marathoners, triathlons, etc. So the best thing to do is to go to www.motutapu.org.nz. And just a word for any mad keen mountain bikers out there. Last year, the mountain bike event was full in November, and this year we're tracking ahead of where we were, this time last year. So if you are keen on a mountain bike, I would suggest that you do it sooner rather than later. We suspect it will sell out very, very quickly, as in within the next month.
Wow, okay. So, and this is for Saturday, March 8 next year, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool, fantastic. Wonderful events, and the old, I reckon they could bring back that, I'm certainly old enough to remember this, Mandy. I'm not going to ask if you are, that would be most unfair, but the old, don't leave town till you see the country. You know what, New Zealanders need to make sure they get around this country of ours, don't they, and see what's on offer.
Oh, they do, and I must say, with the Motutapu, there is only one day a year that you can gain access to the Motutapu Valley in this very, very beautiful part of Central Otago, and that is for our off-road race. So you just can't just rock up there and go for a picnic. It's it's private land, and we are absolutely delighted with the opportunity to be able to have access to that, to run these great events on one day of the year.
Fantastic. Wonderful to talk, and good luck with the events and with the trails and with the Motutapu, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mandy. That's Mandy Kennedy with us from the Queenstown Trail Trust. And for those websites, again, go to queenstowntrail.org.nz, or for the Motutapu, go to Motatapu. That's MOTATAPU.org.nz.